Ahoy YouTubers, this is Andu, and I'm here to show you a blaster that I really should have shown you sooner. It's popped up in pictures on my Facebook page occasionally, but I haven't actually gone making a video for until now. And this is my Whiteout Longstrike. Now, this was my first big project blaster. The first fancy project I did was the Zane shot. That was my first long shot, my first paint job, yada yada yada. This was the first large blaster that I purchased, and I got a pretty good deal on eBay for it, and I started tinkering. Now, I didn't do any paint jobs, of course. This is a standard Whiteout Longstrike in appearance for the most part, but I dropped in what I thought were the best parts available at the time. And I'll go over a couple of the, some of the external mods first, if you will. First of all, I did a removable stock mod for the Longstrike. It's a very simple, reliable mod, and all that involved is filing down this part of the locking mechanism here in the stock, as well as I did a little bit of filing on the actual locks that hold this inside the blaster. And I did that because many people say only sand down one or the other. If you do both, it'll be loose. Well, the way I did it, I was very careful. It gives me the secure hold, but allows this to come out relatively easily while still maintaining the structural integrity of the locks. I didn't want those to break, so I reduced the stress on those. Another thing that I did, originally this barrel was incredibly difficult to remove, and that is because this orange knob here is spring-loaded, and the little hole here at the front of the Longstrike that holds that on is very hard. It's for this to get over. It's shaped like this, has the ball bearing has a hard time pushing back into the barrel enough to allow this to be removed easily. So on one side, the right side, because that's the direction the barrel goes on and off from, I filed that down enough so that it still holds securely, but it allows this to go on and take it back off much more easily, putting less stress in the blaster and hopefully giving it some more longevity. In fact, even as is, the two halves of the shell here tend to come apart just a little bit, and that bothers me, but it's not a big problem anymore. Another thing that I did to this, of course, well, let's see here. I don't want to miss anything this time around. You see, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier in the video or not. It's plenty late at night, and I wanted to get this video recorded and off my chest. This is my baby, and that's what my fellow admin of the Nerf League at school says about this to everyone. This is my baby. It's very special to me. Even though other blasters have outclassed it in performance, this is just a very special blaster. And I didn't do any other external mods, really. Those are just some functional things. One thing I want to mention, just because it annoys me, when Nerf remolded the Longstrike for the Whiteout series, it seems that they saw fit to shave some expenses, save some cost, by not remolding these two little blue pieces into white or gray. And I can show you here. Here's the normal sight from a normal Longstrike, and they just left these two pieces blue, and it looks horrible. So at some point I'm going to vinyl dye those because this blaster is not done by any means. I have a lot of plans in mind for it. I remember, the one other thing that I did here is sand down a little wall on the jam door that holds this closed when the bolt is forward. There's two ways to do that. You can grind down the bolt slit a little bit, or the wall. I decided to grind the wall down, and it still holds securely, a little differently from the long shot, which doesn't have any sort of snap to hold it forward, but it holds securely whether the bolt is open or not. Now, I've had some trouble with this in the past, as far as the internals. You see, I put in an Orange ModWorks kit in there. I didn't modify that in any way, although at some point it probably will. Dropped in the Orange ModWorks green polycarbonate replacement, and I was very worried about the internals because I saw people like Bazookafied over at Urban Taggers show their kits break. And as it turns out, that's because the kit at one point, if I'm wrong, please don't crucify me, had a 6 kilogram spring. Well, my kit only has a 5, and it's been much more successful with the 5. One nice thing about this blaster is that, according to Orange Modworks, you can dry fire them indefinitely and you'll be fine. That has certainly held true thus far. So I put that in, and then of course I have this kit here, not kit, I have this grip from Explorer Foam Blaster Developments over in Singapore. Now, I love the functionality of this. I'm normally not a huge fan of the Recon Prime, but I wanted to put Recon style, like this, but I wanted to even out the stresses on the bolt sled and on the internals. So that's why I put this on. And that only requires a couple of quick modifications to the shell. You see this vertical line here under my finger? There was a pair of those on the rail back here. You have to grind those out to give this freedom to travel. And you'll see that it's held together by electrical tape. In fact, one of the screws is in there, and I know it doesn't actually do anything. The other one I keep screwing back in, and it seems to have finally fallen out and disappeared. It wasn't doing anything anyway. I do like Explorer. I like what they do. I like their products. I love the way they interact with their community. But I'm cautious about their products from now on. I've seen other people like Coop have problems with their products. And when I got this, the holes for where the screw goes in didn't actually line up. So I tried to fix it, fill in the old holes and drill new ones. And this is a ridiculously tough material, whatever it is exactly. And that just failed. So I put on the electrical tape, and yes, that bothers me a bit, but it works. I don't have any other better solutions. Another thing, oh shoot, where did I put it? Oh no, I feel so unprofessional. I guess you just got a nice look at my new Duck Dynasty shirt that I got for Christmas. It's got Uncle Si's face and says, that's a fact, Jack. I'll see if I can use that somehow in the video. When Explorer sent me this is the bolt they sent with. Well, this is very narrow. This is very thin compared to the hole, and so it moved around a lot. So I made my own. And the way I did that, I took this push nut, which you'll find these on the wheels of wagons, for instance, and I put it into a length of 3/16 steel rod. Dropped a rubber washer on it, put another rubber washer on it, and then this little black cap that just slides on there. Now this holds pretty well, but every couple of shots I have to tighten it back down because it's a very simple friction fit. And when I put this in here, and here I might as well show you something else. See what I meant about the electrical tape just holding this together? The screws really didn't work too well. So I'm going to put this back together. And the thing is, this 3/16 is just about the right size, so it reduced wobble in the system, which gives you a much better feeling system, as well as taking up some extra slack in the length of what do you want to call it? The length of the prime. And as is with this Orange Modworks kit, I've had priming problems. Now I've learned to pull it back with authority, just steady, firm, slam it all the way back, and I haven't had any problems since developing, an appreciation for the blaster, getting used to it, yada yada. But oh man, I keep forgetting things. Is it in my pocket? While I'm talking, I'm looking. But originally I had priming problems, and if I loan this blaster out, which I don't do much, it does give me trouble sometimes. So that's something that I still fight with a little bit, but I've gotten better at it. I've got a clip here with 4 elite darts. Very powerful, very loud. The one thing that really disappoints me is that it seems to overpower the darts a little, and they do tend to fishtail and weave around. Makes it hard to hit opponents at long range. But the thing is, this blaster still scares people. It's actually really funny to watch. So, see if I can show you that. No, it seems to be behaving well tonight. We'll discard that clip and hand load this last dart. There isn't really too much else to say about this blaster. I'm very fond of it. I'm very happy with it. There are a lot of things I plan to do to this in the future, which I look forward to documenting. That I'm actually going to start a few of those soon, hence why I'm documenting this as it is now. So this will be evolving in the future. A couple of other notes: when the barrel's on, I do like to put on the Retaliator foregrip. It looks nice, it feels comfortable, even though it is a little ways out there. Something I will note about that is I do like to use it this way. It feels cool, it looks awesome. However, when I'm playing Humans vs. Zombies at school, which is one of our most popular game types, it goes through phases. People get sick of it. We don't play it much for a while, then we play it a bunch more sometimes. I carry it like this. The thing is, when you're fighting zombies who can come out of any crevice, any doorway in the hallway, and it's all, you know, close quarters, indoors combat, as our games are, the barrel really does get in the way. It looks awesome, but this is typically how I carry it during zombies and even regular indoor games. I do put the barrel on whenever I can, sometimes just for cool points. So that is my Whiteout Longstrike. I do plan to do a lot of mods to this in the future. I'll do a video every once in a while to show you the little changes that I've made. Got some really cool ones coming up in the future. If you are on my Facebook page, which is Andu Majomi, Andu Nerf, it's not hard to find. You might have an idea of what's going to be happening to this barrel extension in the near future. So that's what I've got. I couldn't figure out a way to use that Uncle Si line. I'll use it another time. That's all I've got for now. Thank you very much for watching, and keep your stick on the ice.